friends, are you wondering, is it possible to make a trip from Delhi to Leh in 9 days? Well, of course, possible, yes. Needless to say, it will be hectic and you will mostly be running from one place to another. Also, when you just have 9 days in hand, you will not be able to cover all the places in Ladakh. So today, in this Express FAQ series on traveling to Leh Ladakh, I'll be talking about a 9-day road trip itinerary to Ladakh. If you're new to my channel, my name is Dheeraj and I run a travel blog devilonwheels.com. Ever since domestic tourism is boosted exponentially in Ladakh, the urge to make a Ladakh trip in 9 days or less by domestic tourists is seen everywhere over the internet. Of course, mostly due to lack of leaves that we have, we are not left with the choice any other than to make a short, hectic trip to such a heavenly place called Ladakh. Before we check the detailed itinerary, I would tell you that it will take 4 days to reach Leh from Srinagar-Leh highway, and it will take 3 days for you to reach Leh from Manali side. So that makes it 7 days. You need at least 1 day for rest in Leh so that your body can acclimatize to the high altitude. It is absolutely necessary and you must not avoid it so that you do not suffer from AMS symptoms. That makes it 8 days. So you are not left with many days at hand, only 1 day. What will you do with that 1 day? You can make a day trip to Nubra Valley or Khardungla, or you can travel to Pangong Tso as a day trip. So today in this itinerary, I am going to tell you that you should travel from Manali Leh highway and come back from Manali Leh highway because you just have 9 days at hand. So day 1 will be Delhi to Manali journey. It is better that you stay at Solang Valley or higher up so that your body is acclimatized to the high altitude. Manali does not help you get acclimatized. Also, it is very important that you take Rohtang Pass permit in advance if you are traveling by your own car. Delhi to Manali journey would take you about 13 to 14 hours depending upon the breaks that you take in between. Now, second day, you would be traveling from Manali or Solang Valley to Kelong or Jispa. I very much prefer Jispa over Kelong because it is much more closer to the nature. Why not sleep at Sarchu? Well, Sarchu is above 4000 meters in altitude, and hence I never recommend when you travel from Manali to Leh, you sleep at Sarchu. Another name of Sarchu is Vomit Hilton. So, please take it very seriously, otherwise you would not be able to sleep at night at Sarchu most likely. The journey from Manali, Solang Valley to Kelong or Jispa would take you about 6 to 7 hours.
Now on day 3 you will be traveling from Jispa to Leh. This will be an exciting part of Manali Leh journey, and you will be covering Baralachala Pass, Nakila Pass, Lachungla Pass and Tangangla Pass. Apart from that, you will also be covering 2 small lakes, Surajtal as well as Deepak Tal. The whole journey from Jispa to Leh will take you about 12 hours depending upon the breaks that you take in between. I will highly recommend that you leave early in the morning from Jispa so that you can enjoy the beauty of Manali Leh highway at ease.
Finally, on day 4, you can do Leh local sightseeing and get the inner line permits for traveling to other places in Ladakh. You can very well take those inner line permits online as well. I have pasted a link below in the description of this video as well. For Leh local market, you can visit Shanti Stupa. You can go and spend some time at Changspa Road, Leh main market, or you can go and visit Leh Palace or Hall of Fame. Now on day 5, what you will be doing is you will be starting early in the day and you will be making a day trip to Nubra Valley. If you do not want to travel that much, maybe you can make a day trip to Khardungla and come back. But if you are planning to go to Nubra Valley as a day trip, then you must ensure that you leave by 7 AM at least. In Nubra Valley, you can visit Diskit Monastery, which has the tallest Lord Buddha statue, and Hundar has sand dunes and Bactrian camel safari. Now on day 6, you can go from Leh and make a day trip to Pangong Tso. The day trip to Pangong Tso will take you about 12 hours. So again, it would be an early start in the day. So on day 7, you will be starting the journey back. On the journey back to Manali, what you can do is you can stay at Sarchu to split the distance between Leh-Manali highway evenly. As you have already spent few days in Ladakh, your body will be more or less acclimatized to sleep at Sarchu. However, if you do not feel well, then probably you can go ahead and sleep at Jispa. Then on day 8, you would be traveling to Manali from Sarchu. You can cover Suraj Tal, Deepak Tal on the way, which you might have already seen while you are coming to Leh from Manali. Finally, on day 9, you will be returning home or Delhi from Manali. So this is a general itinerary that I'll recommend for 9 days. However, you can make some little tweaks over here. Like on day 5, when you are traveling from Leh to Nubra Valley, you can opt to spend night in Nubra Valley. Then on day 6, instead of traveling from Leh to Pangong Tso as a day trip, you can take the Shyok route, which is a direct route between Nubra Valley and Pangong Tso, and reach Pangong Tso from Nubra Valley itself. And then on day 7, you can leave Pangong Tso early in the morning, say like 7 am, and reach Pang or Sarchu on Manali Leh highway on the same day. And then continue rest of your journey towards Manali and Delhi back home. This way, you will be able to spend night in Nubra Valley as well as Pangong Tso. Again, if you're not feeling well in Nubra Valley, then it is best that you sleep at Tangse, which is 34 kilometers from Pangong Tso.
Finally, I hope this itinerary of Leh Ladakh road trip over 9 days will be helpful for you on your upcoming trip to Ladakh.
Lastly, if you found this video helpful, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you need any kind of help or have any questions on your upcoming trip to the Himalayas or Ladakh or Spiti or other parts of Himachal and Uttarakhand, please feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll be more than happy to help you right away. Till then, my friends, Chule.